Today we're doing something different. We're diving into one of our community members' workflow. Most Blender artists think they have to figure everything out alone, just trial and error. The fastest way to grow is by learning directly from how others artists approach their renders. This breakdown is from one of our Blender Octaners, and the results speak for themselves. You'll see the motivation behind their scene, the lighting, the composition, and the materials, and the little choices that make a big difference. Quick note, I've noticed that 66% of you guys right now watching are not subscribed. If you want to help me keep making videos like this, the single best thing you can do is hit that subscribe button. It means a lot and it helps more Blender artists find this content. Inside our Octane School, artists share breakdowns like this all the time, plus tutorials, materials, direct feedback to help you level up faster. If you want to join us, the link's down below. Enough of the jibber jabber, let's get into the video.
I'll be showing this render today that I did a couple of weeks ago, but we'll get to Photoshop later. Let's start with Blender, and you can see the render here. This is my setup. So I usually have a clean render view here on the left, nothing obstructing it. This is my layout view, my shaders, and then this one here I just use for whatever I need at that moment. So this is my default workspace, and of course I change the Blender workspace as I need. So I'll go through some of the technical stuff as well as thinking and then the process behind this render. You guys let me know what you think. I'm going to say a few things that are just my own opinion. You can be in agreement or not. I'm not the holder of the truth, but it's what's worked for me and some of my thinking. You can see here some of my render settings. For final renders, I did this one on 2000 samples. Some of my depth settings, my GI clamp at 10. I have adaptive sampling on, and then I use this one all the time. The real time in Viewport rendering, that to me is just fantastic. It doesn't work, I think, with the Blender compositor, the Octane compositor. At the moment, I'm not using the compositor very much. I tend to do the compositing mostly on Photoshop for these kind of renders. So for this, it just works really well. Speeds up the Viewport render a lot. This scene, this was inspired by, it's a mix of two of my sort of like childhood memories that I'm mixing together into one. But essentially, it's just trying to get back the feeling of excitement that I had when playing this game, Monkey Island 2. Fantastic game. If you haven't played it, go make yourselves a favor and try it out. It's a classic of the point and click sort of golden era. And this setting is meant to be the desk at my grandparents' house. And so for me, it was about the game, but also the excitement of getting together with my cousins on the Sunday lunchtimes and playing this game together and fooling around. But anyway, not to bore you with that story. But I just wanted to sort of get that feeling and put that into a nice render that looked as close as possible to what my memory is of that. And so, for example, this desk, like it looks like really close to what the actual desk looked like. So I try to do the same with everything, like this box here, the computer, and so forth. Here's my setup. You can see it's really simple. So I got a bounce card here. I'll show you here in the render in a second. I got an HDRI. So actually, let's get out. I got this HDRI here from HDRI Haven. I got the bounce card here, and I have two gobos, two lights, area lights with gobos. You can see them here on the right. It's exactly the same gobo, but it's duplicated so that I could get some of these nice shadows, nice leafy shadows instead of only one. So if I take one out, you see it becomes darker. I could move this one, and it would be fine. But I just liked the way these two gobos looked together. And so the idea is that there's a window behind this desk, and that the morning light came through from that window. And that's exactly how it was in reality. I just tried to replicate that.
Remember, this kind of breakdown isn't just a one-off. This is what happens in my community all the time. If you want to be a part of this, click the link down below. Don't wait, jump in and get started and get your feedback today.
The geometry, I mean, it's just fairly simple. It's a desk. This is free. I think I downloaded from Sketchfab. I customized the textures. I almost always customize the textures to get what I want. Here's a box. that I downloaded. I think this was from Quixel maybe. Same, the discs I downloaded from Sketchfab and I customized the textures. And this box is just a box, and I got the original sort of game textures from the web, from the internet, and UV unwrapped these boxes and just put them in there. So nothing too fancy. And then this laptop, yeah, I think I got this as a cheap asset. You can see there the screen for one of the Monkey Island screens, I guess. Again, classic. I didn't use it in the end, but I thought it might come into the screen. But yeah, so there it is. That's the shot. We'll look at the materials in a second. But one important thing, I guess, that you can see here is the composition that I used at this time. I tried using the Fibonacci spiral or the golden ratio, as whatever you want to call it, with the center being the text here on the box, and everything else sort of following the curve, going through the box, going through the discs and out of the picture. And then I added this password disc here because of the position that it is on the screen, and it's a really contrasty area. You could argue that it's stealing a lot of attention in terms of the composition, but actually I wanted that. I wanted these two things, the Monkey Island sort of box and text, and the password disk to be the two centers of attention. Usually they tell you, like in the rules of composition, it's like you need one focal point and then you should prioritize and whatnot. I'm not so sure. I mean, yes, mostly, for the most part, yes, but I think sometimes.
Quick reminder, most of you watching right now aren't subscribed yet. If you're enjoying this, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any more breakdowns like this.
It's good for the eye to bounce back and forth between sort of competing focal points, and that's what I did here. You cannot do it every time. Again, for the most part, the composition rule or the guideline is sort of right, but I think you can break that rule sometimes, and I do like breaking those rules. I tried that, of course, to enhance a little bit the focal point on the text. I put the camera focal point here, so you can see on the left, on the right top here, there's it's a bit more blurry. There's a bit more of depth of field, but that was the idea behind the composition, and I just really wanted to showcase the box and the disc, floppy disks, everything as close to original as I could. You can see everything is super simple, right? The composition is fairly simple, the layout, the geometry. I think for me, where realism comes in is in how you handle those slides, but also the details of things. And that's why I try to customize my textures, try to move things so that they don't feel super blocky or super structured. So nothing in this picture basically follows sort of like straight lines. Everything is a little bit, twisted. So that's just part of my process. The rest is just simple textures. So you can see here, it's just this image, for example, right? If I solo this, it's just the albedo texture, and then everything else is like super simple and procedural. I didn't even use anything. There's a noise for a little bit of bump. I don't know if you can see it. It's like, I need to. There you go. You can see the bump, which is usually normal in these sort of like cardboard boxes that are sort of laminated. So very simple. Let's see what else. The discs also very simple. I got a couple of materials, right? For the most part, I used the materials that came with the geometry, but then I changed in Photoshop. I changed to the Monkey Island label. I included the HD print here, and I did that. It's not a decal. I did this in Photoshop on the actual albedo for this geometry. Like similar here, it's just very simple. I do have a sort of a paper texture that I downloaded from, may have been Grayscale Gorilla or Quixel, I don't know. But yeah, it's still pretty simple. Same here with the paper. It's a paper texture, PBR, just a little bit of displacement, and then the custom thing is just the texture on the albedo. And by the way, even with the paper, as you can see, it's like it's not flat, right? I add imperfection that exists in reality, right? So like a lifted corner there. There's like crumble marks from the normal map that you should have. imperfections here as well with the desk. So the desk didn't come with all of these imperfections. I added this. These are scratches again from maybe Quixel. I replaced the leather surface here, and these markings, these golden markings, came with the original texture, but I just masked them out and sort of changed the material so that I could layer that. The laptop is just what came. I didn't touch that because it's mostly off screen. So yeah, so that's sort of the approach. Just a quick walkthrough. Let me know what you think. Thank you.
And that's it. That's the breakdown. Big thanks to Martin for sharing his workflow with us. If you found this valuable, just remember this is exactly the kind of content that happens all the time inside my Blender Octane School community. Hit the link down in the description, join us, and I'll see you on the inside.